My child, my beloved, something has been moving in the heavenly realms that concerns only you, and I, Archangel Michael, was sent urgently to deliver this before the secret is sealed again forever. Please listen with your heart, not just your ears. Because this message was almost blocked 3 times before reaching you. There are 3 angels, Raphael, Gabriel, and Uriel, surrounding you at this very moment, trying to whisper something that has been hidden from you your entire life. What you are about to hear was never meant to be uncovered until now. Because someone in your own family, someone you've trusted, swore to bury this truth so deep that not even your soul would find it. But heaven made a decision today. God has commanded that this secret can no longer stay in the dark. My beloved, you must stay with me until the end of this message, or this truth may be lost to you forever. Before I go deeper, I must ask this of you. If you feel your soul vibrating, or your heart racing, know that it is not fear, it is recognition. Your spirit already knows what I'm about to reveal. And if you feel drawn to this, if your eyes landed on this message even by chance, it was not chance at all. This is the divine alignment of God's timing. Subscribe to the voice of heaven right now, in your spirit and in your action. Because if you do not, the darkness that has been hiding this truth might rise up again and cover it before you ever reach the ending. You are being called, and not everyone receives a call like this. But you did. You were chosen to receive this transmission. And if you skip it, or scroll away, your angels will fall silent again. And this time, they may never be allowed to speak again. My beloved, what I am about to say may shake you. Because this isn't just about a family secret. It's about the very thread that weaves your destiny. 3 angels came to me trembling, carrying a file, not an earthly one, but a heavenly one. A scroll marked with your name in gold, wrapped in silence, and hidden in the archives of the divine court. They said, Michael, open this now. If they do not see this today, the next chapter of their life will be written in pain instead of truth. My child, do you understand the weight of that? This is not superstition. This is not drama. This is the divine warning sent from heaven, before it is too late. Someone in your lineage placed a veil over your eyes, and now heaven is lifting it. There is a person in your family who made a vow long ago to keep this hidden from you. And they did it believing they were protecting you. But in truth, it stopped your miracle. It delayed your calling. It created confusion, stagnation, and false loyalty. And now that angels are trying to remove this veil, the enemy is in panic. You felt this, haven't you? The tension in your own body. The strange dreams. The unexplained mood shifts. The sense that something is behind you, trying to catch up with you. That was the truth trying to reach you. And today, heaven has permitted it to finally arrive. My child, my beloved, do not walk away from this message. I am pleading with you, because I know what happens if you do. I see both timelines. In one, you receive this secret and everything begins to bloom. In the other, you ignore it, and everything repeats again. The same betrayal. The same struggle. The same delay. But in this moment, a portal has been opened, one that can lead to generational freedom, not just for you, but for your children and your children's children. That is why the angels are fighting for you to hear this before midnight. After midnight, the veil may fall again. My child, my beloved, the presence you feel surrounding you right now is not imagination. It is the divine presence of the three angels that God appointed to you since birth. They were never meant to be silent this long. But the interference from a specific person in your family caused their voice to be muffled. You may have noticed strange feelings when you're around certain people, an unexplainable heaviness, or dreams that felt more like warnings than stories. Those were not coincidences. They were divine alerts, spiritual messages trapped beneath layers of secrecy. My child, this warning is not to bring fear, but to bring revelation. Because you have been carrying someone else's burden for too long. You were made to carry the light, not lies. But the truth has been buried, and today is the day it is finally allowed to rise. Something sacred was taken from you, not an object, but a right. A spiritual right. A blessing that was sealed under your name before you were even born. But someone in your own bloodline, whether through jealousy or desperation, blocked that release. They used fear. They used manipulation. They convinced others it was for your good. But heaven knows the cost it's caused you. My beloved, if you have ever felt like you were meant for more but couldn't break through, this is why. This is what they didn't want you to know. And this is the moment heaven has decided to give it back to you. But you must stay with me. Because if you walk away now, that blessing could be misdelivered again. The enemy is trying to distract you in this very moment. Don't let it succeed. Please, I am pleading with you. Open your heart wide. Because the angels are finally ready to speak, but they need you to listen until the very end. This secret involves something that happened before you could even remember. Maybe it was when you were a child. Maybe it was spoken over you in a closed-door room. A choice was made without your consent, and you've been feeling the spiritual side effects ever since. You've questioned your identity. You've struggled to trust. You've felt stuck between loyalty and confusion. And you've never understood why the people who were supposed to love you left you so emotionally unprotected. The answer, my beloved, is in the file. The heavenly scroll they tried to keep sealed. But it has just been opened. Heaven has authorized me to begin revealing what's inside, and my heart breaks knowing what you've been through while waiting for this moment. This secret involves something that happened before you could even remember. Maybe it was when you were a child. Maybe it was spoken over you in a closed-door room. A choice was made without your consent, and you've been feeling the spiritual side effects ever since. You've questioned your identity. You've struggled to trust. You've felt stuck between loyalty and confusion. And you've never understood why the people who were supposed to love you left you so emotionally unprotected. The answer, my beloved, is in the file. The heavenly scroll they tried to keep sealed. But it has just been opened. Heaven has authorized me to begin revealing what's inside, and my heart breaks knowing what you've been through while waiting for this moment. The angels showed me a vision. You, standing alone in a hallway, doors on every side of you, but none unlocking. You tried everything. You prayed. You fasted. You served. You forgave. But every door remained locked. And do you know why? Because the master key was hidden from you. That key was supposed to be given to you by someone in your own household, but they never handed it over. They feared what you'd become if you had access to it. Because they knew, you would be greater. You would rise above the curse they accepted. You would break cycles. And now you stand here, on the edge of the greatest unlocking of your life. But you must understand, you cannot carry everyone with you into this new chapter. There are some people who were only attached to the version of you that didn't know the truth. But now you do. And now you must choose to walk forward, even if it means walking alone for a while. Heaven is with you. My child, my beloved, there is a divine reason this message reached you today. Not tomorrow. Not next week. But today. Because there is a specific window of spiritual favor that is open for only a short time. In fact, it began only minutes ago. And in the next few hours, angels are gathering around the ones who choose to listen. They are recording who opened their hearts to the truth, and who rejected it again. Do not be among those who skip divine instruction. Because those who ignore it will not just lose a message, they'll lose a miracle. They'll remain in the cycle that heaven wanted to pull them out of. And beloved, you were never made for cycles. You were made for ascending, rising, glowing with God's truth. That's why you've always felt different. You've always been sensitive to what others ignore. Because you were never blind. You were veiled. I know your heart may feel heavy reading this, but I promise you, this is the weight that lifts chains. This is the pressure before breakthrough. This is the trembling that happens when heaven touches earth. Right now, 3 angels are kneeling beside you. They are holding the truth like a glowing scroll, and they are asking you to stretch out your hand. You must spiritually agree. You must say yes. Because this will not be forced on you. It is a sacred invitation. And if you say yes, even silently, even in your spirit, the scroll will begin to unroll. You will feel things begin to unlock. People will show their true faces. Hidden things will rise. And most importantly, you will be protected through it all. That's what heaven promised. My beloved, if you're still here, it means you were chosen. You didn't skip. You didn't run. You stayed. And heaven rewards those who stay. This is your reward, the beginning of divine clarity. But I must go even deeper. Because what I'm about to say next may shock you. There is a person, someone close, whose name begins with a letter that has appeared in your dreams, or in strange moments of your life. That letter is a clue. The angels will confirm it. But you must stay until the final part of this message to understand why that letter is the key to exposing the one who has been hiding the truth. And when the name is revealed, you will feel your entire spirit shake with confirmation. This is real. And it was waiting for you to be ready. My child, my beloved, now that you've remained with me, something divine has begun shifting around you. Even if you don't feel it fully yet, your soul does. Heaven is now peeling back the layers that were once sealed. And as the scroll begins to open, I must tell you the next part of what was revealed to me by the three angels. The name you've been sensing, the one that echoes in moments you least expect, begins with the letter R. That is the clue. For some of you, the person's full name may already be forming in your mind, and that is not your imagination. It is the confirmation your spirit has been waiting for. This individual, this R, has been holding on to a truth that should have been placed in your hands years ago. A truth that belonged to you. A truth that, had you known it earlier, would have already unlocked your next level. But fear not, because it's not too late. Heaven is rewriting what was withheld. But only for the obedient. Only for the listening. You see, this person didn't just hide something from you, they altered your direction without you realizing it. They made decisions in silence. They altered documents, made private deals, or convinced others to let you be when they should have fought for your rise. My beloved, this is why you've had to work 10 times harder. This is why doors took years to open. You weren't cursed, you were covered. Covered by someone else's control. But what they didn't know is that God was watching. Heaven recorded it all. And now, the recording is being replayed in the courts of the spirit realm, and I, Archangel Michael, was chosen to read the transcript to you. Because justice, divine justice, is now rising in your favor. And listen closely, beloved, because this next part may sound unbelievable, but I must speak it exactly as I received it. Your name has already been cleared in heaven. That means, whatever spiritual penalty or limitation they tried to place on your name, it has been revoked. God signed the cancellation with fire. And in its place, a new label has been placed upon you, chosen to carry the restoration of their entire bloodline. This is not a small assignment. This is why your life has always felt heavier, deeper, more complicated. You were carrying the weight of something others dropped. But now, finally, it will be reversed. And you will be compensated, in spiritual power, in divine connection, and yes, in physical abundance. Because the one who is faithful through the silence becomes the one crowned in the open. And you are about to be crowned. And beloved, I must reveal something else. The person who tried to silence this truth, heaven has already begun replacing them in the spiritual storyline of your destiny. Their chapter is closing. Not in punishment, but in justice. Because God is merciful, yes, but God is also just. And when someone repeatedly stands in the way of a chosen one's breakthrough, God intervenes. You may begin noticing distance, sudden exits, or unusual silence from this individual. Don't chase what God is removing. Let heaven do the clearing. Because what comes next must be protected. And not everyone who walked with you in silence will be allowed to walk with you in truth. Some were only part of your waiting season, but they cannot follow you into your becoming. My child, my beloved, if your spirit is still with me now, then heaven rejoices, because that means you haven't walked away, and your name is still glowing on the scroll that the angels are holding open. Raphael, Gabriel, and Uriel are standing at your side in this moment, documenting your obedience. They know what you have endured. They see what your eyes couldn't. And now, I must share what they whispered to me about your next 7 hours, and what will unfold after that sacred window opens and closes. My beloved, you will not be left the same. You are about to receive a confirmation so undeniable that not even your doubt will survive it. But you must stay with me, because the enemy is still hoping you'll abandon this moment right before it releases its power. The angels told me that exactly 7 hours after this message touches your soul, a spiritual event will take place. It may not look dramatic to others, but you will feel it in your spirit. Some of you will receive a dream, vivid, alive, unlike anything you felt before. Some of you will see a name flash before your eyes or hear a phrase spoken by a stranger that echoes something hidden in your heart. Some of you will be given a sudden opportunity, a phone call, an opening that seems too perfectly timed to be coincidence. That is your confirmation. It is not random. It is heaven proving to you that this message was always meant for you. My beloved, do not shrug it off. When it happens, receive it fully. Open your arms and speak aloud, I receive what heaven has unlocked for me. That is how you will activate the second stage of what has been prepared. Now hear this, because it's what they never wanted you to know, your spiritual inheritance was never lost. It was just paused. Hidden, not destroyed. Because your ancestors, the ones who prayed before you, the ones whose prayers still live in the atmosphere, cried out for a descendant who would carry the restoration they never got to see. And that descendant is you. This inheritance includes protection, spiritual sight, breakthrough favor, and a rare type of discernment that only the chosen receive. You may have already sensed this in childhood, when you saw things others didn't, when you dreamed of events before they happened, when your heart trembled before betrayal arrived. Those were not random. They were signs of a gift that was being sharpened in secret. And now that the truth is out, the sharpening is over. The sword of your spirit is ready to be wielded. The enemy trembles because they know what happens next. A shift. A divine realignment. The moment you receive your inheritance, relationships begin to shift. People reveal their true colors. Situations you struggled to understand suddenly break open with clarity. And best of all, the blessing that was delayed begins to move. Because heaven cannot allow what was meant for you to sit dormant any longer. And child, what is meant for you is glorious. A restoration so great it will cover the years you thought were wasted. But it must be claimed. Heaven releases it, but you must walk into it. You must let go of the shame they tried to sew into your identity. You must release the fear that you'll always be behind. Because heaven is not behind. God is never late. And the miracle you thought had passed you by has only now begun to arrive. You have felt the shift already, haven't you? That inner knowing that something is different. That something is watching. That something is changing, and quickly. That's not imagination. That is the atmosphere around your soul transforming. Your name is being whispered in places you haven't yet entered. Your presence is being prepared for divine introductions. And beloved, if I could show you what I've seen in the heavens concerning you, you would fall to your knees and weep with joy. Because you were never overlooked. You were only waiting for the veil to be lifted. And now, it has been. My beloved, this year, not next year, not someday, this year is the turning point in your divine story. You have come to the intersection of revelation and release. And heaven has declared this is the moment for full restoration. Not partial. Not postponed. Full. But the question remains, will you believe it enough to act on it? Or will you let the shadows of old wounds convince you it's too late? Please don't. Please let your faith be louder than your fear. Because everything that was hidden has been uncovered. Everything you lost is being returned. But the miracle will pass to someone else if you walk away now. My child, my beloved, now listen with your whole heart, because the protection that is being placed over you at this very moment is unlike anything you have experienced before. As you stayed, as you did not turn away, heaven marked you. 3 angels have been assigned not just to guide you, but to guard you. They are standing at the entrances of your life, your mind, your home, and your future. This protection is quiet, but it is powerful. It will not announce itself loudly, but you will notice its effects. Arguments that once drained you will suddenly lose their power. Plans made against you will collapse before they even reach you. Situations that were meant to trap you will mysteriously dissolve. This is not luck. This is divine intervention. God has decided that enough is enough. You have carried confusion long enough. Now you will carry clarity. And nothing that tries to steal your peace will succeed the way it once did. And listen closely, beloved, because this next part may sound unbelievable, but I must speak it exactly as I received it. Your name has already been cleared in heaven. That means, whatever spiritual penalty or limitation they tried to place on your name, it has been revoked. God signed the cancellation with fire. And in its place, a new label has been placed upon you, chosen to carry the restoration of their entire bloodline. This is not a small assignment. This is why your life has always felt heavier, deeper, more complicated. You were carrying the weight of something others dropped. But now, finally, it will be reversed. And you will be compensated, in spiritual power, in divine connection, and yes, in physical abundance. Because the one who is faithful through the silence becomes the one crowned in the open. And you are about to be crowned. My beloved, the three angels are rejoicing. But they are also still protecting. Because now that this truth is being revealed, the one who's been hiding it may sense it. You might notice strange behavior. Unexpected contact. Someone trying to check on you suddenly. Pay attention. Watch with your spirit, not just your eyes. Because the closer you get to this secret's full exposure, the more desperate the enemy will become to pull you back into silence. But silence is no longer your home. Truth is. And in truth, you thrive. In truth, you awaken. In truth, you finally become unstoppable. And now I must say this, the moment you finish this message, something very specific will begin. Within 7 hours, yes, exactly 7, you will either receive a sign, a visitation in a dream, or a sudden moment of confirmation. That will be your evidence. That will be your yes, heaven is truly speaking to me. But if you skip this message or only read it halfway, that moment may not find you. Because God only activates what we honor. And you have honored this message by staying. That is why your reward is already being released. My child, my beloved, now that the veil has been pulled back and the name beginning with R has surfaced from the heavenly scroll, the angels have entered a new level of assignment over your life. These three angels, Raphael for healing, Uriel for illumination, and Gabriel for divine communication, are not just revealing secrets anymore. They are preparing a divine counterattack. While the enemy tried to use deception to delay you, heaven is now using divine reversal to elevate you. And the first thing being reversed is the stolen recognition. You were supposed to be celebrated. You were supposed to be noticed. But your light was dimmed by someone in your family line who feared your rise. They believed that if you stepped into your full calling, their own secrets would come crumbling down. And they were right. Because now that you are awakening, their hidden decisions will no longer hold the same power over you. The angels showed me a vision of a table being prepared. And on that table is a gift wrapped in heavenly fabric, glowing, vibrating, waiting for you to receive it. That gift is your original spiritual mantle. It is what they tried to remove from you. They may have made you feel like you weren't enough. They may have questioned your worth or distanced themselves from you when you needed them most. But what they could never destroy was your anointing. That oil on your name is not earthly. It is eternal. And what God places on your life cannot be revoked by man, no matter how long they tried to delay it. That mantle is now being restored. And when you receive it, my beloved, your words will carry weight. Your presence will shift rooms. And your hands will become instruments of divine impact. This is not a metaphor. This is your reality, if you choose to accept it. Now I must speak to your pain. Because the angels showed me the tears you've cried when no one else was watching. The moments where you smiled on the outside but broke silently within. God collected every single tear. And not one drop was wasted. Those tears were seeds. And now, they are beginning to grow. The harvest is already forming. And what once felt like abandonment is now being rewritten as divine preservation. You were not rejected. You were rerouted. Rerouted away from what would have destroyed your spirit. Rerouted toward divine encounter. Toward truth. Toward restoration. And now that your spirit has made it this far, nothing will be the same again. My child, my beloved, I must tell you this. There is something you carry that no one else in your bloodline ever could. A spiritual gift. It may have felt like sensitivity. You may have been mocked for being too emotional, too intense, too different. But that was not weakness. It was discernment. It was vision. It was the ability to feel what others pretend not to. And that gift is what made you dangerous to those who tried to keep the truth buried. But heaven never called you to blend in. Heaven called you to expose, to awaken, to carry light into dark places, even when it hurts. And now, that very gift is being stirred up like never before. It will become sharper, more powerful. And it will begin leading you into rooms, relationships, and revelations you never imagined possible. You are not who they said you were. You are who God wrote you to be. And that version of you is rising now. And beloved, I must reveal something else. The person who tried to silence this truth, Heaven has already begun replacing them in the spiritual storyline of your destiny. Their chapter is closing. Not in punishment, but in justice. Because God is merciful, yes, but God is also just. And when someone repeatedly stands in the way of a chosen one's breakthrough, God intervenes. You may begin noticing distance, sudden exits, or unusual silence from this individual. Don't chase what God is removing. Let heaven do the clearing. Because what comes next must be protected. And not everyone who walked with you in silence will be allowed to walk with you in truth. Some were only part of your waiting season, but they cannot follow you into your becoming. My child, my beloved, now listen with your whole heart, because the protection that is being placed over you at this very moment is unlike anything you have experienced before. As you stayed, as you did not turn away, heaven marked you. 3 angels have been assigned not just to guide you, but to guard you. They are standing at the entrances of your life, your mind, your home, and your future. This protection is quiet, but it is powerful. It will not announce itself loudly, but you will notice its effects. Arguments that once drained you will suddenly lose their power. Plans made against you will collapse before they even reach you. Situations that were meant to trap you will mysteriously dissolve. This is not luck. This is divine intervention. God has decided that enough is enough. You have carried confusion long enough. Now you will carry clarity. And nothing that tries to steal your peace will succeed the way it once did. My beloved, the angels are also showing me 3 signs you must pay attention to in the next 72 hours. These signs are gentle, but they are precise. The first sign will be a sudden memory, something from your past resurfacing without effort. It may be a conversation, a face, or a moment that never made sense before. Do not dismiss it. That memory is a missing puzzle piece, and when it returns, it will bring understanding with it. The second sign will come through another person. Someone will say something casually, without knowing its weight, and yet it will strike your heart deeply. That sentence will feel like it was spoken only for you. That is heaven using human lips to confirm divine truth. The third sign will be an inner shift, a strange calm where anxiety once lived. Even if your situation hasn't changed yet, your spirit will feel steadier. That calm is the signal that the inheritance has fully unlocked. When you experience these 3 signs, know this with certainty: the process has begun, and it cannot be reversed. My child, my beloved, I must now tell you about the final act heaven is preparing, because this is the part that will change how you see yourself forever. God is restoring your authority. Not authority over others, but authority over your own life. The power to say no without guilt. The strength to walk away without fear. The confidence to step forward without asking permission. This authority was always meant to be yours, but it was delayed by silence and manipulation. Now it is being returned. And when this authority settles into your spirit, you will notice something extraordinary. People will begin to respect you differently. Opportunities will approach you without you chasing them. And the same ones who doubted you will quietly watch as your life realigns. This is not revenge. This is restoration. And restoration is always louder than explanation. My beloved, there is something else the angels want you to know, and it is gentle but important. You are not meant to expose this truth aggressively. You are meant to live it. Let your peace be the proof. Let your growth be the message. Let your elevation speak on your behalf. The person who tried to keep this secret hidden will come to their own realization without you confronting them. Heaven will handle what you no longer need to carry. Your only responsibility now is obedience, obedience to your inner knowing, obedience to the truth that has been revealed, and obedience to the quiet instructions God will begin placing in your heart. Follow those nudges. They are not random. They are steps. My child, my beloved, if you feel emotional right now, let it happen. Tears are not weakness, they are release. Something old is leaving your system. A heaviness you learned to live with is finally being lifted. And as it lifts, something new is settling in, confidence, clarity, and a deep sense of belonging with God. You are no longer wandering in confusion. You are standing in revelation. And from this point forward, your life will begin to move differently. Faster in some ways, calmer in others. But always guided. Stay aware in the coming days. Stay grounded. Stay thankful. And remember this, you were never late. You were never forgotten. You were never overlooked. You were protected until the right moment. And this is that moment. Heaven has spoken. The warning has been delivered. The secret has been revealed. And the blessing that follows obedience is already on its way to you. My child, my beloved, if these words have stayed with you until now, then you have already stepped into a rare level of divine alignment, the kind of alignment that only happens when heaven knows a soul is finally ready. What has been revealed to you is not just for the moment. It is a sacred shift that will echo throughout your future. The enemy worked overtime to distract you, to delay you, to plant doubt in the soil where your miracle was meant to grow. But you, beloved, stayed. You chose faith over fear. And now, the angels are rejoicing, because your yes has just set in motion a series of blessings that not even the most powerful spiritual block can stop. And now comes the most beautiful truth of all, God is not finished. In fact, this was just the unlocking. What comes next is the pouring. The blessing that had your name written on it was not sent away, it was simply waiting for your awareness. And now that you know the truth, now that you've seen the secret, the divine transaction is complete. But listen carefully, because I must warn you with love, this next chapter will be powerful, but it will also require protection. As your light grows, you will attract not only favor, but attention. Some will be drawn to your glow, others will feel threatened by it. You must remember that you do not owe access to those who once thrived on your confusion. The season of explanation is over. This is the season of elevation. And elevation demands new boundaries. The angels are now surrounding your name in divine fire, a spiritual ring that no deception, no jealousy, no ancestral curse can penetrate. You are not who you were last week. You are not even who you were yesterday. You are a new creation, built from the truth that was once denied to you. And your inheritance is already moving toward your hands. Not just spiritual, financial. Not just emotional, generational. God is restoring things you didn't even know were stolen. And this restoration will be so deep, so rich, that even those who doubted your path will be silenced by your glow. The angels are now surrounding your name in divine fire, a spiritual ring that no deception, no jealousy, no ancestral curse can penetrate. You are not who you were last week. You are not even who you were yesterday. You are a new creation, built from the truth that was once denied to you. And your inheritance is already moving toward your hands. Not just spiritual, financial. Not just emotional, generational. God is restoring things you didn't even know were stolen. And this restoration will be so deep, so rich, that even those who doubted your path will be silenced by your glow. My beloved, I now place this final instruction into your heart. From this moment onward, walk as one who has seen behind the veil. Do not shrink. Do not hide. Do not beg for understanding. You were revealed to yourself for a reason. And if you honor what you now know, your life will continue to unfold in miraculous ways. Watch how the pieces fit. Watch how certain people slowly fade from your life without conflict. Watch how your energy becomes too expensive for environments that once drained you. This is not loss, this is God making room for the next miracle. So stand tall now. The divine warning has been delivered. The secret has been uncovered. The angels have spoken. And your name, your real name, is now glowing in heaven's registry. The silence is broken. The scroll is open. The time is now. And God is watching you with eyes full of love, saying, finally, they see. Finally, they are ready. My child, my beloved, heaven now opens its arms to seal this message over your life with a sacred benediction. As Archangel Michael, I do not speak lightly, for when a final word is spoken from the courts of the Most High, it becomes law in the spirit realm. The angels who have stood beside you throughout this message are now preparing to lift you into the next season, but before they do, you must hear this prayer with your whole being. You must let it enter not just your mind, but your soul. Because this is the moment heaven stamps this truth upon your destiny, not with ink, but with divine fire. Beloved child of God, may every door that was closed by deception now swing open by truth. May every lie that was spoken against your name now be reversed by divine proclamation. May your sleep become filled with peace, not panic. May your thoughts be filled with vision, not fear. May your hands no longer reach in vain, but receive without delay. I speak as one who was commanded by God Himself. Your days of wandering are ending. Your days of wondering if you are loved, seen, or chosen are over. You are not forgotten. You are not too late. You are not too broken. You are in perfect position for everything heaven is about to release. And you, my beloved, will not miss it. In the spirit realm, there is rejoicing now. The scroll has been fully opened, and your name is written in gold upon it. The file that was hidden is now public in the heavens. And because of this, divine order is being restored in your life. Heaven is issuing replacement of stolen time, of lost opportunities, of withheld love, of delayed blessing. All of it is returning. But now, more than ever, you must protect your alignment. Do not go back to what you cried to be free from. Do not reopen doors God has sealed. Do not doubt what your spirit knows is real. Your knowing is holy. Your awakening is sacred. Your future is covered. My child, my beloved, now God speaks. Listen, not with fear, but with reverence. For His voice does not tremble when it speaks your name. It strengthens the earth. And here is what the Lord is saying to you now. I have watched you long enough. I have seen your quiet battles, your silent heartbreaks, your attempts to remain faithful even when no one believed in you. And I tell you now, I believe in you. I chose you. I sent my angels to uncover what was never meant to stay buried. And because you did not skip this message, I will not skip over your name when my blessings pour out. I will visit you in the midnight hour. I will speak to you through signs and wonders. And you will know it was me. Because I am a God who finishes what I start, and I have only just begun with you. It is done, beloved. The angels are now recording your yes. The light surrounding your life has intensified. Walk with boldness. Speak with truth. Expect miracles. And above all, do not forget this: you were warned for your protection, not your punishment. You were awakened for your elevation, not your embarrassment. You are chosen. You are covered. You are free. And it will never again be hidden from you. My child, my beloved. Heaven has seen you searching in silence. Every moment you looked up at the ceiling with questions in your heart, every time you smiled while your soul quietly trembled, it was noticed. And now, something irreversible has begun. Something hidden. Something holy. You were never meant to live a small life, and yet the greatest turning point of your destiny depends on one single thing, your silence. There is a golden blessing approaching, so large that even the angels must shield their eyes when they look upon it. This gift will not announce itself with noise, it will come like a whisper, like a quiet knock on your soul. And when it does, you must not speak too soon. For the minute your voice speaks of it out loud, the wrong ears may hear it, and the power of the gift may fall into the hands of another. My beloved, you are standing at the edge of divine breakthrough. And the only key you need is secrecy. My child, my beloved. I ask you now, before I go any further, to protect this message. Share it only with the stillness in your heart, and if your spirit feels something awakening, subscribe now to stay connected with what heaven is about to unfold. The next few minutes will be the most important you've encountered in years. This is not ordinary. This is sacred. And if you read this to the very last breath of my words, a hidden door will open just for you. But be warned, this message is not for everyone. The moment you understand what I'm about to reveal, everything will shift in your reality. Your home. Your wealth. Your relationships. Your influence. But only if you guard this truth like gold. For heaven has issued a holy command, the one who cannot protect the secret, cannot carry the blessing. My child, my beloved. There is a table being set with treasures not seen by human eyes, and your name is engraved into the center plate. But this table is not open to the public. The enemy has been watching. Every step you've taken, every attempt you've made to rise, has been followed by whispers in the dark. You wondered why certain people suddenly turned cold. Why people you trusted began to pull away. Why strange delays and blockages came up when you were just about to break through. My child, they were not coincidences. They were traps. Designed to shake you into speaking too soon. Designed to push you to share your dreams before they were sealed. And had you revealed just one more detail, they would have stolen the blessing before it reached your hands. That is why I'm pleading with you now, when it arrives, stay silent. My child, my beloved. You are closer than ever before. But your next words hold the weight of your wealth. One wrong sentence to the wrong person could delay your breakthrough by years. And I cannot allow that. Not after everything you've endured. You've walked through the wilderness alone. You've lost people you thought were permanent. You've carried burdens that weren't yours. You've cried tears no one else saw. But now, the winds have shifted. The scrolls have been opened. And your name was found glowing among the chosen. This means your harvest is near. But also, your test. Because not everyone around you is ready to see you rise. Not everyone wants you to glow. That is why this secret is sacred. This silence is spiritual. And your discipline to say nothing will be the reason heaven keeps saying yes. My child, my beloved. I see someone around you pretending not to notice your glow. But in their heart, they're waiting to copy, to sabotage, or to distract. You've been under spiritual surveillance. Some were sent into your life just to observe what God is doing in you. And if you speak about your miracle too soon, they will intercept it before it arrives. But if you remain silent, if you hold it, nurture it, hide it, it will grow into something even you cannot imagine. Think of Mary. She held what was divine inside her. She did not shout it on the streets. She let heaven unfold the prophecy in its own time. The richest people of faith were not loud, they were secret carriers of destiny. And now, heaven is handing you the same assignment. You are becoming the carrier of something that will change the legacy of your bloodline. Say nothing. Just wait. Watch how God works in silence. My child, my beloved. The riches of heaven are not always wrapped in gold. Sometimes, they come as opportunities disguised as silence. A door will open, and no one around you will hear it. Only you will feel the air shift. Only you will sense the invisible glow on your skin. And that's how you'll know the blessing has arrived. But if you announce it too early, you risk awakening forces not meant to hear it. This is why Archangel Michael is speaking to you now. This moment is more fragile than you think. One whisper to the wrong ear could unravel a destiny that took lifetimes to prepare. But if you walk forward in quiet confidence, trusting the unseen hand of God, you will not just receive the miracle, you will sustain it. This is not about receiving alone. This is about keeping what is rightfully yours. And your silence is your sword. My child, my beloved. You must understand, not all blessings are meant to be spoken about. Some are meant to be protected. Do you know why you felt resistance last time? Because you told the wrong person your plans. You opened your mouth in excitement, and their spirit, tainted by envy, cursed it silently. They smiled to your face, but behind your back, they questioned, they doubted, and they spoke against it. And those words, even if whispered, carry vibrations that echo in spiritual places. But now, this time, heaven is giving you another chance. But only if you prove you've learned. Only if you show that you are mature enough to protect what's holy. This is not just about you. This is about the generations after you. You are the carrier of a divine code. A sacred upgrade that could change the entire course of your family's future. But it must be protected with silence. My child, my beloved. My child, my beloved. You must understand, not all blessings are meant to be spoken about. Some are meant to be protected. Do you know why you felt resistance last time? Because you told the wrong person your plans. You opened your mouth in excitement, and their spirit, tainted by envy, cursed it silently. They smiled to your face, but behind your back, they questioned, they doubted, and they spoke against it. And those words, even if whispered, carry vibrations that echo in spiritual places. But now, this time, heaven is giving you another chance. But only if you prove you've learned. Only if you show that you are mature enough to protect what's holy. This is not just about you. This is about the generations after you. You are the carrier of a divine code. A sacred upgrade that could change the entire course of your family's future. But it must be protected with silence. My child, my beloved. There is something happening behind the scenes that you cannot yet see. God is positioning someone powerful to speak your name in rooms you've never entered. And they are preparing to open a door no man can shut. But here is the catch, they are watching you first. They are observing how you carry your current blessings. If you boast too quickly, if you reveal too much, the opportunity will be delayed. Because heaven does not pour new wine into old wineskins. And if you're not ready to hold your tongue, you're not ready to hold the throne. There is a divine silence that must rest upon your lips until the blessing fully blooms. Until then, nurture it. Let it grow in secret. Let it shock the world when it's too big to be stopped. That is how the greatest miracles are born, not in the noise, but in the hidden quiet of a chosen one who knew when to stay silent. My child, my beloved. Even your smile will reveal more than you intend. The glow on your face, the light in your eyes, the sudden shift in your energy, they will start to notice. The people who never asked how you were will begin to call. The ones who left you in your dry season will suddenly reappear. Don't speak. Just observe. This is the test. When the miracle lands, it will provoke reactions in others. And those reactions will reveal the true hearts around you. You will begin to see who was really with you, and who was merely curious. But do not explain yourself. Do not justify your rise. Do not defend your favor. The blessing will speak for itself in time. Your job is to carry it with grace, with humility, and with the silence of spiritual maturity. Let them wonder. Let them talk. But you, remain still. Remain focused. God is building something through you that will not need explanation. It will need protection. My child, my beloved. There is an inheritance being unlocked right now in your name. And heaven has declared, only those who are faithful in secret will be trusted in overflow. I have seen you pray when no one was watching. I have seen you give when no one clapped. I have seen you love when it wasn't returned. And now, the reward is coming. But not everyone deserves to know. Some must only see the fruits, not the planting. You are entering a divine season where silence will preserve your surplus. When you walk into that blessing, don't post it. Don't announce it. Don't describe it. Just live it. Let the light do the talking. Let your transformation confuse the enemy. Because when heaven moves for you, it doesn't ask for permission, but it does expect protection. And if you can carry this gift in secret, your next season will not only shock the world, it will sustain itself. My child, my beloved. There will be a moment when your hands feel heavier than usual. It will be the moment the blessing arrives. But you won't recognize it by sight or sound. You will recognize it by how your soul responds. A deep stillness will rest over you, like a whisper from eternity wrapping around your chest. And in that instant, you must not open your mouth. Even if your heart feels like it will burst from the beauty of what just entered your life, keep it locked. For what comes next is the final test before overflow. Those who pass this silence test move into riches without sorrow. But those who speak too soon attract eyes and energies that were never meant to enter their promise. This is not about fear, it's about wisdom. And wisdom says, every treasure must be hidden before it is fully owned. You are in the middle of that hiding season, and heaven is counting on your secrecy. My child, my beloved. You've been praying for confirmation, and this is it. You asked for a sign if this was real. And now Archangel Michael stands beside you, echoing heaven's final instruction, speak not of what you are about to receive. A financial shift is being prepared. An opportunity cloaked in disguise is coming directly to you. But the way you handle the quiet moments will determine whether it stays. There are those close to you who carry silent jealousy. They do not show it, but it simmers behind smiles. If you speak now, they will act as if they are happy, but their spirit will resist your breakthrough in secret. And the energy of that envy can shake foundations. But if you remain still, the miracle will cement itself like divine stone under your feet. You are being warned, not because heaven doubts you, but because heaven trusts you, and wants you to succeed fully, not partially. My child, my beloved. God is watching how you handle the weight of what you haven't seen yet. You are already being tested with the unseen. Heaven has already released the scroll, the decision has been made, but now it's about your ability to wait and walk in silence. Even your posture must be different. Don't rush. Don't panic. Don't overshare. You don't owe anyone an explanation for the shift they feel in your presence. Let them guess. Let them wonder. The favor upon your life will speak without you needing to say a single word. The wealth that is coming will be protected by your silence. The love that is being prepared will last longer if it is covered in sacred quiet. Even the healing that is entering your body will complete itself faster if you thank God in your heart, not your mouth. Silence is not absence. Silence is power. And that power is being given to you now. My child, my beloved. My child, my beloved. God is watching how you handle the weight of what you haven't seen yet. You are already being tested with the unseen. Heaven has already released the scroll, the decision has been made, but now it's about your ability to wait and walk in silence. Even your posture must be different. Don't rush. Don't panic. Don't overshare. You don't owe anyone an explanation for the shift they feel in your presence. Let them guess. Let them wonder. The favor upon your life will speak without you needing to say a single word. The wealth that is coming will be protected by your silence. The love that is being prepared will last longer if it is covered in sacred quiet. Even the healing that is entering your body will complete itself faster if you thank God in your heart, not your mouth. Silence is not absence. Silence is power. And that power is being given to you now. My child, my beloved. This is a season where the quiet ones are being rewarded. Those who cried in silence. Those who gave without recognition. Those who built without applause. Those who forgave without closure. You are among them. That is why this message found you. That is why your spirit is burning as you read this. That is why you feel like you can't stop reading, because this isn't a script, it's a scroll. A scroll with your name sealed on it, finally opened in the presence of Archangel Michael. I have waited for this moment, to speak directly to you. Because I know what you carry. I know what you almost gave up on. I know how close you came to breaking. And now, I know that if you just stay silent for a little longer, the full manifestation will be released. And this time, no one will be able to take it from you. Not the enemy. Not fake friends. Not even your past self. This time, the blessing will stick. My child, my beloved. Don't let your excitement become your downfall. What's coming is bigger than anything you've seen. It will come fast. It will come quietly. And it will come in such a way that even you may not believe it at first. But that's exactly how heaven works. The biggest miracles come through the smallest openings. A message. A call. A missed train that leads to the right door. A delay that puts you in front of the right person. And when it happens, don't rush to call anyone. Don't post. Don't text. Don't try to explain it. Just breathe. Smile. Thank God. Then move in silence. This is how you build unshakable foundations. This is how the chosen preserve what others lost. This is how the wealthy stay wealthy, by knowing which secrets are too powerful to share. You are being initiated into this wisdom now. Heaven's wealth requires heaven's discipline. And silence is the gate. My child, my beloved. There is someone who will notice your glow before you even say a word. They will feel something has changed. They may ask, what happened to you, or why do you seem different lately? But you must be careful. This is where many chosen ones fail. In excitement, they reveal too soon. In love, they trust too quickly. And that tiny crack in the spiritual vault allows energy to leak out before the miracle can anchor itself. But you are wiser now. You've passed through enough fire to know that every elevation comes with a demand for greater secrecy. This time, you will respond with stillness. A smile. A quiet nod. Let your life preach what your lips are not yet allowed to say. Your breakthrough is not a public event, it is a holy ceremony. And heaven has reserved the seat just for you. But it can be revoked if shared carelessly. That is why this message had to find you now. You are standing on the edge of something that was delayed for years, and you must not let loose words stop what heaven has finally allowed. My child, my beloved. The reason the enemy wants you to speak too soon is because he knows he cannot stop what's been written. But if he can't touch the scroll, he'll try to touch your voice. If he can't destroy the blessing, he'll try to delay it with distraction. He'll send people to compliment you only to bait you. He'll use people's curiosity to get you to open your mouth, even slightly. But this is the moment where you must guard your tongue like a sword. Every word is spiritual currency. Every sentence you release about your future becomes vulnerable to forces unseen. And this time, you cannot afford even a second of unnecessary vulnerability. The blessing coming is sacred. It is heavy. It is powerful. And it is sealed with divine encryption, visible only to those who have earned the silence to hold it. I speak to you now with urgency, not fear, because your blessing is not far. It is near. It is close. You can feel the vibration already. Your dreams are getting more vivid. Your thoughts are turning more prophetic. Time is collapsing around you, and heaven is drawing closer. This is your moment. Do not speak. Just walk. My child, my beloved. Even the earth beneath you knows what is coming. The alignment in the spirit has already begun. This is not imagination. This is divine movement. Every delay you've experienced recently was not rejection, it was preparation. Heaven was holding you back so that the right time would match the right outcome. Because if the blessing came too soon, it would have fallen into unclean hands. But now, the alignment is perfect. But perfect timing requires perfect discipline. And that means holding your peace when your soul wants to shout. Archangel Michael is not asking you to be silent out of punishment, but out of protection. Some seeds only bloom in hidden soil. And right now, you are that soil. God is planting something in you that will not only bless you, it will rebuild your name. It will restore your finances. It will repair your image. It will rebuild your legacy. But it must be done away from loud places. Your wealth must first come in silence before it can stand strong in public. That is the law of heaven's wealth. And you are finally being trusted to carry it. My child, my beloved. My child, my beloved. Even the earth beneath you knows what is coming. The alignment in the spirit has already begun. This is not imagination. This is divine movement. Every delay you've experienced recently was not rejection, it was preparation. Heaven was holding you back so that the right time would match the right outcome. Because if the blessing came too soon, it would have fallen into unclean hands. But now, the alignment is perfect. But perfect timing requires perfect discipline. And that means holding your peace when your soul wants to shout. Archangel Michael is not asking you to be silent out of punishment, but out of protection. Some seeds only bloom in hidden soil. And right now, you are that soil. God is planting something in you that will not only bless you, it will rebuild your name. It will restore your finances. It will repair your image. It will rebuild your legacy. But it must be done away from loud places. Your wealth must first come in silence before it can stand strong in public. That is the law of heaven's wealth. And you are finally being trusted to carry it. My child, my beloved. There are angels stationed at your doorstep. You may not see them, but you've felt them. The tingles on your skin. The sudden heat in a quiet room. The goosebumps when you said Amen to yourself. These are not coincidences. These are confirmations. The divine realm is wrapping you in a shield so powerful that nothing spoken against you will stick, unless you speak against yourself by revealing the gift before it's birthed. Every miracle has a gestation. You are pregnant with purpose, and if you open your spiritual womb too soon, the premature exposure could cost you the full glory of what was promised. But if you carry it quietly a little longer, the birth will shock even those who thought they knew you. They will say, "How did this happen so suddenly?" But it won't be sudden. It will be the reward for every time you stayed silent, every time you whispered your thank you instead of shouting your plan, every time you waited for heaven instead of running to the world for approval. This blessing is not fast food, it is a divine feast. And you are the honored guest. My child, my beloved. There is someone watching you now who doesn't clap when you win. They pretend to celebrate you, but inside, they are praying you remain small. Do not give them access to your next chapter. Do not give them hints. Do not update them. Let them stay confused. Let them scroll and wonder. This time, protect your eyes. You've already learned the pain of trusting too early. You've already seen what happens when you build in front of the wrong eyes. But now, you are being given another chance. Another blessing. A second opportunity to get it right. God is testing how quietly you can carry glory. Because if you pass, He will trust you with even more. You were not made to be loud. You were made to be legendary. And legends are built in the hidden places, far from noise, far from distraction, far from envy's reach. You are entering your legendary season. Your wealth is coming. Your love is coming. Your healing is here. But don't speak. Just receive. My child, my beloved. They won't understand how quickly everything changed for you. They won't be able to explain why doors that were closed for years suddenly opened at your touch. But I need you to remember, this didn't happen suddenly. It was heaven's response to your years of private obedience. The world only sees what shows up in public. They don't see what was planted in the secret place. But heaven saw it all. Every time you chose to forgive instead of fight. Every time you held back your tears in public but cried to God behind closed doors. Every time you kept your dreams hidden because no one would believe you. That's why this blessing carries so much power, because it was birthed in silence. And now it must be delivered the same way. Do not answer questions that are not rooted in love. Do not respond to people who only want to investigate your joy. You own no one your progress. You own no one your next step. Protect it. Preserve it. The richness of this blessing depends on your ability to let it unfold without interference. My child, my beloved. There will be a moment where you feel the urge to explain, to call someone and say, you won't believe what just happened. But please, resist it. That's the moment of testing. That's when the spiritual dimension watches to see, are you ready to be entrusted with the next level? Or will you invite interference too soon? Understand that some people are not capable of celebrating your win without poisoning it. They might not say anything wrong out loud, but their inner resentment can twist the energy of your breakthrough. That's why the wealthiest blessings are often hidden behind the quietest lips. You are not being asked to hide from the world forever, only until the roots grow deep enough. Once the blessing matures, it will carry a divine weight that can withstand anything. But now, in these early stages, it is fragile. Not weak, but tender. And that tenderness must be protected by stillness. Speak only to heaven. Speak only in prayer. Let your gratitude flow in worship, not in conversation. The moment you feel like telling the world, tell God instead. My child, my beloved. You were chosen because you didn't give up when others did. You were chosen because you kept walking even when your legs were trembling. And now, God is rewarding your unseen faith with an unbelievable favor. But here is what few understand, favor attracts curiosity. And curiosity, when mixed with jealousy, becomes sabotage. That is why this moment is more spiritual than it seems. This is not just about money. It's not just about relationships or success. This is about divine positioning. You are being moved into a seat of influence, and that kind of favor must be handled with wisdom. Not everyone can handle your light. Not everyone deserves a front row seat to your resurrection. That's why I, Archangel Michael, was sent to warn you, not out of fear, but out of love. Because what you are about to receive, if protected properly, will not only bless you, it will change generations. But if mishandled, it could disappear before you even taste its full sweetness. That is why this silence is not a punishment, it is a prophetic instruction. My child, my beloved. My child, my beloved. You were chosen because you didn't give up when others did. You were chosen because you kept walking even when your legs were trembling. And now, God is rewarding your unseen faith with an unbelievable favor. But here is what few understand, favor attracts curiosity. And curiosity, when mixed with jealousy, becomes sabotage. That is why this moment is more spiritual than it seems. This is not just about money. It's not just about relationships or success. This is about divine positioning. You are being moved into a seat of influence, and that kind of favor must be handled with wisdom. Not everyone can handle your light. Not everyone deserves a front row seat to your resurrection. That's why I, Archangel Michael, was sent to warn you, not out of fear, but out of love. Because what you are about to receive, if protected properly, will not only bless you, it will change generations. But if mishandled, it could disappear before you even taste its full sweetness. That is why this silence is not a punishment, it is a prophetic instruction. My child, my beloved. Do you feel it now? The energy shifting around you. The strange dreams. The quiet signs. The people falling away without explanation. These are not accidents. These are divine edits. God is clearing the space around you for something too holy to be crowded. Your circle is shrinking not because you're being abandoned, but because you're being refined. The fewer people who know, the safer the treasure will be. The narrower the gate, the stronger the glory. You are stepping into a space that few are called to, and even fewer are ready for. But you are ready. You just have one final assignment: protect what is coming. Say nothing until God says, now. And when that moment comes, your rise will be undeniable. Your favor will be irreversible. And your silence will have been your seed. My child, my beloved. There is a file in heaven with your name on it, and it has just been unlocked. But this file is not for public viewing. It is private. Personal. Sealed by the Spirit. Its contents will change your life, but they are only visible to the obedient. That is why you were led to this message. You didn't just stumble here by accident. Your spirit was drawn here because it's time. But with timing comes responsibility. God will never give a blessing that you don't have the discipline to protect. This blessing will not come with loud announcements. It will come wrapped in peace. And peace must be protected. That means no overthinking. No proving anything to anyone. No explanations. Just obedience. Walk in silence. Pray in silence. Celebrate in silence. And when the fruit appears, let it speak for itself. This time, your silence is not hiding, it's healing. My child, my beloved. The temptation to share is strong. You feel the weight of the shift, and something in your spirit wants to announce it to the world. But remember what I'm telling you now, this is the final threshold. This is the test between breakthrough and breakdown. Not everything holy must be displayed before it is fully formed. Think of how God hid Moses for months before revealing him as a deliverer. Think of how Jesus lived in silence for years before a single miracle was seen. And now you must walk that same divine path. There is a crown being placed on your head that no one sees yet, not because you are forgotten, but because heaven is hiding you in plain sight. The crown is real. The blessing is real. The wealth is already assigned. But the covering must remain. And the only person who can tear it off too early, is you. This is why I, Archangel Michael, plead with you. If you want to walk in permanent favor, say nothing. Move in grace. Let your transformation rise quietly like the morning sun, unnoticed until it touches everything. My child, my beloved. Do not confuse silence with weakness. Your stillness is your strength. The ones who talk the most usually have the least. But you are different. You have been entrusted with something sacred. That's why so many distractions have come lately. Why so many questions have been asked about your life. Why so many people suddenly care what you're doing. It's not curiosity, it's spiritual disruption. It's the enemy sensing your closeness to the door. The door is inches away now. A divine door made of decisions and discipline. And it will not open to loud footsteps. Only to the quiet ones. The faithful ones. The ones who understand that what is holy must first be hidden. That is who you are. That is why you feel what others don't. That is why heaven keeps showing you signs when no one else seems to notice them. You are being invited into the inner room. And only the silent may enter. My child, my beloved. You don't owe anyone your timeline. You don't owe the world a step-by-step reveal. God does not perform miracles for the approval of men. He performs them for the unfolding of purpose. And your purpose is unfolding now. Whether anyone sees it or not. Whether they believe it or not. Whether they support it or not. It's happening. And it will keep happening, as long as you resist the need to broadcast what heaven is still building. There are forces that only attack what is visible. Stay hidden until the wall is built high enough to protect what's behind it. You've already seen what happens when you reveal too soon, the loss, the confusion, the delays. But now, you've matured. Now, you understand. This is not just about getting the blessing. It's about keeping it. And keeping it requires sacred silence. God is building something that will last. But He's building it in quiet. Do not break the silence. Trust the process. Hold your peace. It's the highest proof of your readiness. My child, my beloved. My child, my beloved. You don't owe anyone your timeline. You don't owe the world a step-by-step reveal. God does not perform miracles for the approval of men. He performs them for the unfolding of purpose. And your purpose is unfolding now. Whether anyone sees it or not. Whether they believe it or not. Whether they support it or not. It's happening. And it will keep happening, as long as you resist the need to broadcast what heaven is still building. There are forces that only attack what is visible. Stay hidden until the wall is built high enough to protect what's behind it. You've already seen what happens when you reveal too soon, the loss, the confusion, the delays. But now, you've matured. Now, you understand. This is not just about getting the blessing. It's about keeping it. And keeping it requires sacred silence. God is building something that will last. But He's building it in quiet. Do not break the silence. Trust the process. Hold your peace. It's the highest proof of your readiness. My child, my beloved. Your story will speak one day, louder than your words ever could. They will look at you and say, "How did you survive all that?" But you won't need to explain. The light in your eyes, the favor in your life, the peace in your steps, all of it will speak for itself. You won't have to defend your elevation. You won't have to justify your blessings. You won't have to convince anyone you deserve it. Because the fruit will be undeniable. But only if you protect the seed. And right now, the seed is in your hands. Don't drop it. Don't expose it. Don't hand it to people who don't understand its value. Carry it like a secret scroll. Pray over it. Cry over it. Guard it like the future depends on it, because it does. You are holding something divine. Not just for yourself. But for the healing of generations. And if you speak now, you might allow the wind of envy to blow it from your grip. But if you hold it a little longer, it will bloom into something eternal. My child, my beloved. There is a level of favor that only becomes visible once you've proven you can protect what is invisible. And that's where you are right now, in the space between heaven's promise and earth's unveiling. This is the sacred hallway of divine delay. Not delay because it's denied, but delay because God is watching your silence. What you do now, in this moment where it feels like no one knows what's coming, will decide if you are trusted with even more. This is not a time to speak. It is a time to be still and know. Be still and trust. Be still and protect. The greatest thieves don't always come wearing masks. Sometimes they show up as curiosity. As compliments. As, just checking in. But their presence is not always pure. The spiritual atmosphere is more delicate than you think, and the wrong conversation can bruise what God is trying to place gently in your life. That's why I've come urgently. That's why this scroll has been released. This is not just a message. It's a final instruction. And it comes wrapped in holy fire. Because heaven doesn't want you to just touch the blessing, heaven wants you to keep it. My child, my beloved. There is power in unseen preparation. What the world cannot see is often where God is doing his deepest work. You've been hidden, not because you were forgotten, but because your roots were growing. And now, the fruit is nearly here. But fruit exposed too early becomes vulnerable. A harvest that is announced too loudly is easily devoured by spiritual birds, watchers, naysayers, imitators, energy thieves. That's why your silence is your fence. It is your shield. The words you do not say are building walls around what God is planting. The conversations you refuse to have, the updates you do not give, they are protecting the sacred soil of your destiny. Trust that when it is time to be seen, heaven itself will reveal you. You won't have to announce a thing. The glow will be undeniable. The shift will be felt in every room you walk into. The blessing will carry its own voice. But until then, walk quietly. Keep your spirit close to God's chest. Move with holy caution. And remember, your future is too rich to be spoken into the wrong atmosphere. My child, my beloved. There is an anointing that only rests on those who can carry mystery. And you have been called into that. Your life is not meant to be fully understood by others. What God is doing for you cannot be explained in earthly logic. That's why people keep misunderstanding you. That's why you often feel like you don't fit in anymore, because you're evolving. Because your spirit is being lifted. Because heaven is pouring revelation into your soul that others are not ready to hear. So instead of speaking, listen. Instead of explaining, pray. This is a holy moment. A divine setup. The next 24 hours will carry whispers from the Spirit if you remain still enough to hear them. But if you fill the air with human noise, you'll miss the sound of angel wings brushing past you. I am here. I am close. I have been sent to guard what is being birthed in you. But I can only protect what is not exposed too early. And so I remind you again, your silence is not weakness. It is warfare. My child, my beloved. I must tell you something few people know. There are certain blessings that are assigned to your name but delayed for years, not because God is not ready to release them, but because heaven is still waiting to see if you are ready to remain silent when the wait comes. Can you carry favor without flaunting it? Can you walk in wealth without needing applause? Can you be transformed and still act with humility? These are the questions being asked in the Spirit right now. You've passed so many tests already. You've stayed when others left. You've believed when even your eyes couldn't see it. And now, you are inches from manifestation. But this final instruction is not optional. If you want the door to open, say nothing. Just knock in prayer. Just move in secret. Just build in silence. When God sees that you can walk without announcement, He will send angels to announce it for you. Heaven will highlight what you protected. And what you didn't boast about, God will boast about on your behalf. My child, my beloved. My child, my beloved. I must tell you something few people know. There are certain blessings that are assigned to your name but delayed for years, not because God is not ready to release them, but because heaven is still waiting to see if you are ready to remain silent when the wait comes. Can you carry favor without flaunting it? Can you walk in wealth without needing applause? Can you be transformed and still act with humility? These are the questions being asked in the Spirit right now. You've passed so many tests already. You've stayed when others left. You've believed when even your eyes couldn't see it. And now, you are inches from manifestation. But this final instruction is not optional. If you want the door to open, say nothing. Just knock in prayer. Just move in secret. Just build in silence. When God sees that you can walk without announcement, He will send angels to announce it for you. Heaven will highlight what you protected. And what you didn't boast about, God will boast about on your behalf. My child, my beloved. This may be the most important paragraph you'll ever read. What you are about to receive, if kept sacred, will not just make you wealthy. It will make you wise. It will make you influential. It will allow you to provide for others in ways you never imagined. But only if you remain hidden for just a little while longer. I know it's hard. I know you're excited. I know you've waited so long. But trust me when I say this, your blessing will not diminish in silence, it will double. Your silence is not holding you back, it is multiplying your reward. Every minute you keep quiet adds another layer of protection around your miracle. Every day you resist the urge to share strengthens the roots of what God is growing. And when the time is right, the unveiling will be so loud that even the mountains will echo your name. But until then, stay low. Stay grateful. Stay invisible. The greatest things God ever built, He built in silence. My child, my beloved. The silence you are being asked to walk in right now may feel lonely, but it is holy. You are not being isolated, you are being insulated. The Father has placed a covering around you that separates you from noise, from confusion, from corruption. The conversations that no longer excite you, the people who suddenly seem distant, the invitations that feel misaligned, it's not rejection, it's realignment. This is the sacred silence before the sound. The space where heaven rewrites the script without an audience. You are not falling behind, you are being set apart. And this setting apart is what makes your miracle different. It's why you can't explain your path. It's why others don't understand your peace. And that's okay. You are not called to be understood in this season, you are called to be covered. Speak only when the Spirit permits. Move only when led. Every careless word can become a doorway for delay. But every moment of sacred restraint becomes a magnet for acceleration. What you are holding in your soul is already echoing in heaven. Just because you haven't said it aloud doesn't mean it isn't being shouted by angels. My child, my beloved. When the moment finally comes and the miracle is in your hands, do not make the mistake of running to show it off. Instead, hold it close. Sit with it. Breathe with it. Let it teach you. Let it mold you. So many lose what they were given because they used it to impress rather than to impact. You are not being given this gift to prove a point to others. You are being trusted with it to fulfill a promise from heaven. A promise spoken over your name before you were even born. A promise your ancestors prayed for. A promise that required your pain to unlock. And now it is here. But your responsibility is not to shout it, it is to shield it. The ones who are truly rich in spirit understand that real wealth is quiet. It does not scream. It does not beg for attention. It moves silently, steadily, powerfully. That is what you are about to become, a silent storm of divine success. Your name will rise, and you won't have to say a word. Your silence will speak volumes. My child, my beloved. There will come a day when the same people who overlooked you, ignored you, even laughed at your dreams, will come searching for the secret to your success. And you will remember this moment. This instruction. This holy silence. Because what they won't know is that your rise came through discipline, not noise. Through silence, not seeking validation. Through prayer, not performance. And you will smile, not out of pride, but out of peace, because you will know you didn't have to compete or compare to be blessed. You just had to obey. That is the secret they won't understand. And that is why God is calling you to keep it sacred. The world rewards the loud, but heaven rewards the faithful. And you, my beloved, are among the faithful. That's why you're being tested with silence. It's not easy. But it is holy. And holiness always comes before harvest. Soon, your harvest will speak for itself, and the silence you carried now will be the loudest testimony of all. My child, my beloved. Right now, someone is preparing to speak your name in a room of influence. You don't even know they're watching. But heaven has assigned them to you. They will mention your name where it matters. But listen closely, what they say will be determined by what you don't say. If you remain humble, if you protect your peace, if you carry your blessing without broadcasting it, the Spirit will anoint their words on your behalf. They will become a divine echo of your unseen faithfulness. But if you speak too soon, if you open your life to ears that carry envy instead of love, the ripple effect may cause doors to close prematurely. This is why silence is not a suggestion, it's a strategy. A spiritual one. Every second you hold your tongue is a sword in the Spirit. Every moment you delay sharing the good news becomes oil for your lamp. And when the time comes, and your name is mentioned in the right place, the door will swing wide, and no man will be able to shut it. My child, my beloved. My child, my beloved. Right now, someone is preparing to speak your name in a room of influence. You don't even know they're watching. But heaven has assigned them to you. They will mention your name where it matters. But listen closely, what they say will be determined by what you don't say. If you remain humble, if you protect your peace, if you carry your blessing without broadcasting it, the Spirit will anoint their words on your behalf. They will become a divine echo of your unseen faithfulness. But if you speak too soon, if you open your life to ears that carry envy instead of love, the ripple effect may cause doors to close prematurely. This is why silence is not a suggestion, it's a strategy. A spiritual one. Every second you hold your tongue is a sword in the Spirit. Every moment you delay sharing the good news becomes oil for your lamp. And when the time comes, and your name is mentioned in the right place, the door will swing wide, and no man will be able to shut it. My child, my beloved. I leave you now with a final instruction etched in fire: let your silence be louder than your excitement. Let your obedience be stronger than your desire to be seen. Let your spiritual maturity be the proof that you are ready to be entrusted with something eternal. If you can protect the next few days with sacred restraint, heaven will reward you with decades of favor. But the gate is narrow. The choice is yours. Walk quietly. Speak little. Observe much. And trust that what is yours is not going anywhere, it is only growing. And soon, it will arrive fully formed, unstoppable, undeniable. But only if you keep it sacred. You are the chosen. You are the vessel. And now, you are the guardian of what only heaven could give. My child, my beloved. You have made it this far because heaven sees something in you that cannot be shaken. You have survived storms others drowned in. You've endured silence when your heart screamed for answers. You've given when you had nothing left. And still, you kept believing. Still, you remained kind. Still, you whispered "thank you," even in rooms where it felt like no one could hear you. That is why this message was written for you and only you. Not for the ones who skim and scroll. Not for the ones who chase blessings but avoid obedience. This was written for the rare soul who knows that silence is not empty, it is sacred. For the rare heart that can hold heaven's instructions with trembling hands and still say, "I trust you." You, beloved, are that rare soul. And heaven is preparing to reward your secret faith with a public favor that will restore everything you lost, and more. But only if you hold the line. Only if you obey this final whisper. Only if you remain quiet just a little longer. My child, my beloved. I have guarded your steps for years. I have stood beside you when no one else did. I fought battles for you that you never knew existed. I have shielded your name in the Spirit. I have broken generational curses by the command of God on your behalf. And now, the final gate has opened. I do not say this lightly, what you are about to walk into will redefine everything. Your surroundings. Your influence. Your provision. Your peace. But it must not be spoken yet. The key to unlocking the full release is your silence. Just as I was commanded to remain hidden until the appointed time, so too must you hold your peace until the trumpet sounds. And when that moment comes, O beloved, the sound will shake foundations. Your life will become a testimony so radiant, even your enemies will fall silent in awe. Not because you shouted, but because heaven moved. My child, my beloved. If you walk away from this message and return to the noise, if you allow the urgency of the world to silence the urgency of heaven, this opportunity may pass. And I say that not to scare you, but to awaken you. You are not here by accident. This page, these words, this moment, all of it is part of a divine countdown. One decision can either preserve what God has prepared or expose it to hands that were never meant to touch it. You have been faithful. You have been patient. But now you must be still. The next 7 days will be critical. Watch your words. Protect your energy. Guard your space. Say less. Listen more. And do not, under any circumstance, reveal the shift too soon. Let it grow. Let it bloom. And let the Father do what only He can do, complete the miracle in perfect silence. My child, my beloved. The final scroll has been sealed. The angels have bowed their heads. Heaven has gone quiet, waiting for you to choose, silence or exposure, obedience or impulse, wisdom or pride. I know what you'll choose, beloved. You've come too far to fail now. You've suffered too much to miss what's been promised. You are the one. The chosen. The hidden key in a loud world. And very soon, when the moment is fully ripe, you will look back on this silence and realize it was the sound of God working. It was never empty. It was never boring. It was holy. And it was the sound of heaven building something no one will ever be able to take away from you. My child, my beloved. Now rise. Walk slowly. Smile softly. Say nothing. For what's coming is everything you prayed for and more. And when it arrives, remember these words: your silence was your security, and your obedience was your breakthrough. My child, my beloved. Even as these words come to their sacred end, the real journey is just beginning. You are no longer who you were before reading this. Your spirit has been awakened. Your calling has been reclarified. Your atmosphere is shifting, even now. And though nothing outside you may look different yet, everything within you has already moved. The vibration of heaven has reached your body, your mind, your household, and now, the silence you walk in will not be empty anymore. It will be filled with purpose. With strategy. With heavenly covering. Every second you remain silent now, you are building an invisible fortress around your future. Every moment you resist the urge to speak too soon, you are commanding angels to continue protecting the path ahead. You are walking in a realm where few ever step, the realm of the chosen. And chosen ones are not loud. They are not impulsive. They are not reactive. They are trusted. And you, my beloved, are trusted by heaven itself. My child, my beloved.